You're live, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, good evening. Can everyone hear me? Or can just somebody acknowledge that they can hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so as we started this evening, I noticed that we already had the cell phone ring. Certainly not blaming anyone, but what really helps us with background noise, if people can kind of sit down their work areas, home areas, as we begin. So if you have cell phones, if you can put it on silent, please, or visions in the back, take care of that. Then we'll get in a second. I'm still hearing some pretty strong background noise right now. Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Thursday, August 19th, 2021, 6 o'clock p.m. remote participation meeting of the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. My name is Robert Cadro. I am the chair, and I am calling this meeting to order. If you would like to join us this evening, please do so by calling 1-646-749-3112 using access code 944-571-349. You can also join by computer by going to GoToMeeting, clicking on the Join logo, entering meeting number 944-571-349, and you can join the meeting remotely there. So I have a script I have to read. I'm going to toggle over. Please be patient with me for 1 minute. And I'll begin reading my script. Okay, second. Here we are. Okay, so again, good evening. As a preliminary matter, this is Bob Cadro. I'm the chair of the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. In an effort to reduce background noise, I'm asking that all of you please mute your phones at this time and only unmute if you're going to speak. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members of the zoning board, when I call your name, if you could please respond in the affirmative. Vice Chair Michael Marin.
Affirmative.
Mr. Ciccolo will not be joining us this evening. Richard Cussy.
Affirmative.
Great, thank you. Ms. Roach will not be joining us this evening. Mr. Jones, are you with us?
Affirmative.
Thank you. And Ms. Bush, are you with us?
I'm here.
Excellent, thank you. So to clear this up at the beginning of the meeting, because we do not have Mr. Ciccolo and Ms. Roach as the chair, I'm bringing back forward Mr. Jones and Ms. Bush, our alternative members. They will be full voting members of the board for the entire length of the meeting this evening. So for all three hearings and onto new minutes and other business. With that being said, town officials and employees participating. When I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. If I do not call your name by mistake, I'll give you a second at the end to acknowledge your presence. Thank you. Building Commissioner Adam Menard.
Caleb Moody, but I'm here.
Oh, okay. Kate Mooley, thank you. GDIS Building Clerk Katrina Smalls.
Present.
Thank you, Katrina. Do we have any other town employees here this evening that I just would like to acknowledge your presence?
We do not.
Great, thank you. So, good evening. This open meeting of the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals for Thursday, August 19, 2021, now called to order at 6 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in both person and remotely, consistent with the Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, and extended on June 16, 2021. For this meeting, Zoning Board of Appeals is convening either in person or by remote participation for the public. For the purpose of joining this meeting, I'll repeat it. You can call 1-646-749-3112 and enter the access code 944-571-349 on the keypad of your phone. Or you can join us via computer at gotomeeting.com, logging in where it says join 944-571-349. Remote access information has been posted on the town's website identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television and will be rebroadcast. Accordingly, those members of the Zoning Board of Appeals, employees, and members of the public participate. Please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and please take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recorder. Meeting materials. All supportive materials that have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules. for effective and clear communication. I, Robert Tatro, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they concluded their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name and provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Incidentally, we will also, we look for abutters present as well, and sometimes, usually first. So please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you. If members wish to engage in discussion, please do so through the chair and identifying yourself. So we will first ask members of the public who wish to speak, identify their names. Once the chair has a list of all public commenters, I will call on each by name and afford 3 minutes for any comments. Finally, each vote taken will be a roll call vote. If we have any technical difficulties, we will suspend the meeting while attempts are made to resolve and repair, and keep accurate minutes noting any disconnections and reconnections during such outage. All right, with that being said, I believe I can go back to my agenda. Okay, hang on 1 second, please. Here we are. So we have 3 items on the agenda this evening. 6 o'clock p.m. hearing. Applicant Assad Al-Bassam requesting a special permit under section 3.9.1.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a home occupation on property located at 63 Hampton Street, Auburn, map 6, parcel 34. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Marin, the Vice Chairman. I'll make a motion to open the hearing.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you. So we will do a roll call vote. Mr. Marin, how do you vote, sir?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote, sir?
Approve.
Let me see, Chairman Cussy. Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. Okay, so the hearing is open. Is the applicant present?
Through the chair,
Yes.
the applicant is present in the town hall.
Okay.
So I'll have her introduce herself now.
Yes, please, if you want to manage that end with the cable access folks.
Yep. So she,
Sir, if you could just approach the lectern.
yep, she's already up at the table, Mr. Chairman, so she can introduce herself right now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Go right ahead. I'm going to yield the floor to you.
Hi, how are you? So my name is Zahara Shimari. I'm his wife, Asad Al-Bassam. So we have to do resident kitchen. So just we have to do like just separate. Sound good? Oh, okay. So I don't know. So did you have a question for me?
Mr. Chairman, the applicant would like to know if you have any specific questions.
So I would like to just review this paperwork in general for a moment. I don't have any specific questions, so how I like to try to do this is I like to act as the facilitator, and I provide any abutters the opportunity to speak, and then we provide each member on the board to ask you questions. So I just basically kind of manage it if I can. So again, we're getting some background noise. If somebody could be cautious about what's going on, if they're residents, please.
Mr. Chairman,
So,
there's multiple microphones in this room, so when they are live, you're going to get a little bit of feedback.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll do our best to work through it. I mean, we've managed to this point. This is another unique hybrid meeting, so we'll work through it well. Just I hope, we'll make sure everybody has patience with it, and we'll get through it. So, do we have any abutters present that would like to speak on behalf of this application?
Are there any abutters in the room that would like to speak?
Okay. Second call for abutters. All right, I'm going to give a countdown on abutters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hearing none, seeing none. I'm going to move on. Vice Chair Marin, do you have any questions of the applicant?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, so to the applicant, thank you for being here this evening and for your application. So do you plan on any customers visiting your home? As I understand your application, this is an in-home bakery. Is that correct?
Yes? So he's speaking to you.
Oh, okay. Say again. Sorry.
No problem. So Again, thank you for being here. Just a couple of questions. I understand your application forward is for in-home business. Is that correct?
He's asking if you're going to have any customers visit the home.
Oh, not yet. Not yet.
No customers will be visiting the home.
Thank you, and appreciate that that help, Mr. Commissioner. So secondarily, are you planning any signage at the home to represent the business that you'll be in? So any signs advertised?
Any signs
For what?
for your business?
No. I didn't yet anything because I'm just need to make sure if they accept our business or not.
No signs will be placed at the residence.
Okay, thank you for that confirmation. And then in the brief that you shared with us, you indicated that you'll be using cars to drop off to the stores and families, which I would assume. So could you describe your expectations for delivery, your thoughts on how you're going to be delivering the product?
Can you talk about how you're going to be delivering your products?
Okay, so the delivery, so my husband, he gonna do like deliveries by his car, but yeah, so we're gonna use just one car for delivery.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to reserve. I don't have any additional questions for the applicant at this point.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Cussy?
Yeah, your ingredients, are they going to be delivered, or are you going to be picking up your ingredients to make the bread?
How will you get your ingredients to your home? Are they going to be delivered to your home, or are you going to be picking them up?
Delivery. So,
You'll be getting deliveries?
yeah, he gonna do deliveries. So,
For your ingredients.
oh, we have to pick up.
So they'll be picking their ingredients up.
Okay, I'm good for now. You?
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure we're still flowing. Mr. Cussy, do you have any other further questions?
I'm good for now, Bob. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Jones?
All of my questions have been asked and answered. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Bush?
All my questions have been answered. Thank you.
Okay. Well, go ahead. All right, so I have a question for the applicant. You said it's an Arabic bread.
Yes.
So could you tell me a little bit about it? What kind of oven are you using?
So what kind?
What type of oven will you be using?
So right now I'm gonna use my oven temporary. If I see a lot customer, if I see I have in the future a lot customer, so I'm gonna buy is another one.
Yeah, okay. No, that's understandable. I'm actually more curious. So it says it's an Arabic bread. Is it, what kind of, like, how could you describe it to us?
What is the question?
Can you describe the type of bread you'll be making?
Yeah, it's Arabic bread is just like it's like simple stuff. So we're gonna use the oh my God. شنو نستخدم احنا الخبز؟ Huh? So flour and water, salt. That's it. So.
I think what I'm asking is, is it a bread like a loaf, or is it a bread like a flat pancake?
He wants to know if the bread is flat or if it's in a loaf.
It's gonna
flat?
Yeah, it's like circle. It's a flat.
An Arabic flat bread. Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I'm just curious as to what type of processes, because I do understand a little bit about this and what space requirements are. I'm somewhat familiar with it, and that's why I'm asking those specific questions of what it would require you to have for equipment and managing the the cleanliness. And we have had some things come up recently. We've allowed for home-based businesses like this. And our biggest concern, obviously, is pest control and making sure that things are stored properly. I think those are one of the concerns that I share. And I'm sure anybody else may. because we know that bakeries can get very, a lot of flour, a lot of things on the floor. And I know it's just one of the things we want to make sure everything's pretty clean.
Through the
So with
chair.
that being, yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt. I do have an email with some comments from the health director, if you'd like me to read that.
Could you please?
Sure. So this is from Darlene Coyle from the Board of Health. Her comments are, the property owner has submitted a food application for the proposed bakery, but the application is still incomplete and needs some follow-up to the Board of Health to complete the permit requirements before we can act upon it. Number two, the Board of Health has the authority to license the residence as a residential kitchen as long as it meets the requirements for the type of food product allowed. It is our understanding that the proposed bakery is only going to be making bread. This is not a time temperature controlled food and therefore allowed in this type of operation. Comment 3, the property owner states that they're going to make deliveries to stores. This would not be allowed under the residential kitchen permit from the Board of Health. The owner would need a wholesale residential kitchen permit from the state, Massachusetts Department of Public Health to do this activity, and I am not aware that they have obtained that permit. The residential kitchen, the fourth comment is, the residential kitchen is not intended to operate as a store with customers coming to the property. And the final comment, the Board of Health will not issue the residential food permit without the ZBA approval of the special permit. Signed, Darlene Coyle.
Okay, so what I took from that, and thank you very much, Caleb. I do appreciate you reading that and bringing that to the board. So what my takeaways from that email was that they have not applied for the state permit yet, which I kind of understand because you would want to apply for the town permit before the state permit, I think. So we can make that as a condition. The other item was the delivery, I think also becomes an issue that members of the board may want to talk about and make that a condition. Even an unlettered, a non-lettered vehicle or something plain or what, I don't know. And that's up to the board to discuss. Other members of the board, Vice Chair Maron, what are the other takeaways you got from that email?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So mine are consistent with the notes that you had shared. I do appreciate that information coming forward from the head of our Department of Health and Inspectional Services. I'm comfortable that Darlene's group would keep things in check as far as what needed to be achieved. I do have a follow-up question for the applicant, if I may.
Sure, absolutely, please.
So thank you, sir. So to the applicant, understanding that you may swap out equipment, is there any substantive design within your home to accommodate commercial kitchens?
Hold on, Vice Chair Maron, you're breaking up, and then somebody, it sounds like, might have a dog barking in the background.
Thanks for that feedback, Mr. Chairman. So
You're clear now.
I'll repeat if I'm coming through clear. My question is, recognizing that you may be swapping out some equipment, are you planning any substantive design or structural changes within the home to accommodate this commercial kitchen?
So the question is, are you planning any renovations in your
So
home?
are you going to be changing your house at all? Knocking out walls, anything like that?
No.
The applicant has indicated there's no plan for renovation of any type at this time.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Mr. Chairman, I don't have any questions at this point.
Okay, thank you. So we'll just go around one more time. Mr. Cussy, have you thought of any further questions?
Yeah, I just had one. The trash, is there going to be a dumpster or anything, or just taking the trash out as usual?
So he's asking if you plan on having a large dumpster at the home, or is you just using your household trash?
I'm gonna use my house trash right now.
There's no plan for any dumpster at the home.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, just in case, one more time.
No questions, thank you.
Ms. Bush, just in case, one more time.
I don't have any questions.
Right, okay, and I don't have any further questions. It seems to me that this is consistent and in line with other small home-based businesses that we've in the past encouraged people to come forward, so we know that our Board of Health has an opportunity to work with them and sort of point them in the right direction and make sure everything is healthy. So, with that being said, do I have a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Maron, I'll make a motion to close the public portion of the hearing.
Do I have a second?
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you. Mr. Maron, how do you vote?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
And I vote to approve the public portion of the hearing is therefore closed. Do I have a motion on the 6:00 p.m. applicant for Assad Al-Bassam requesting a special permit under section 3.9.1.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a home occupation on property located at 63 Hampton Street, Auburn, map 6, parcel 34?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Maron, I'll make a motion to approve with standard conditions in addition to adherence to the conditions based on permitting from our health department. In addition, as a condition, we might call out that customers will be exclusive just to private customers and not stores.
Sure.
And that future needs for any trash or disposal should be assessed through the health department.
Okay, so I just want to repeat those because you did come, I picked it up, but just in case anybody else didn't. So we have standard conditions. We have the concerns raised in Ms. Coyle's email. The ones that I specifically pointed out earlier, I think were the ones that were our guide. Also, that in the event it pursues and moves forward, the state permit for delivery would be required. And the last one was to ensure that trash is properly managed and expand as necessary for management if the business should grow. Was that right, Mr. Maron?
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman.
Through the chair, if I may,
Yes, you may.
would you consider adding the condition that no pickup be allowed at the residence?
Yes, I believe that was something that Mr. Maron did say and I missed. So there would be no pickup of any finished product for sale. No finished product out the door for pickup. Delivery only.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would agree. Thank you, gentlemen. Well articulated. I would amend my my proposal to approve as stated.
Great, thank you. So we have a motion that has been clarified quite well, I think, on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second as amended.
All right, Mr. Jones is the second. So I have Mr. Maron, how do you vote?
I approve as stated.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
I vote to approve. Congratulations and good luck. Hello?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
The applicant thanks the board.
Oh, great. So good luck. The Board of Health and the Department of Special Services will be in contact with you, and you can make further from there. So good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Absolutely. So we'll just give it a minute to kind of settle down. I'll start reading slowly what we're up to next. So we have a 6:05 p.m. applicant, John Breton, requesting a special permit under section 9.3.12 of the Auburn zoning bylaw to build an in-law apartment on property located at 12 Garden Street, Auburn, map 48, parcel 53. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chairman, the applicant is also present in the town hall.
Excellent. Thank you. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Maron, I'll make a motion to open the hearing.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you, sir. Vice Chair Maron?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Mr. Jones?
Approve.
Ms. Bush?
Approve.
I vote to approve. So, Mr. Breton, if you could provide us with an overview of what you'd like to try to accomplish, we'll open it up for abutters, and then we'll move on to the board.
It's going to be a in-law addition with a master bedroom on the second floor. It's going to connect on the left side of the house. There's going to be a bathroom, master bedroom, living area on the first floor, and like I said, a master bedroom on the second floor with a basement, a full basement on the bottom.
Okay. So we're going to have, the plans are being set up so we can view them all together here. Are there any abutters present while we're preparing these plans for viewing that may like to speak on this matter? If you could introduce yourself, please.
Are there any abutters in the room? No?
Second call for abutters. Okay, I'll do a countdown for abutters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we appear to have no abutters present. I'm going to move over to Vice Chair Maron, sir. If you could discuss your issues or concerns with the applicant.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So before I address questions to the applicant, Caleb, I wonder if you could just help for my clarification and for the board. The application in front of us, I understand that this is being proposed as an apartment. Is this application for an apartment or just a structural addition to a residence?
Through the chair. So the way I understand it is they'll be adding an accessory apartment and at the same time adding a master bedroom to the main home on the second level.
Okay, so our focus would be the square footage of the accessory apartment, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate that clarification. And so to the applicant, what's the square footage of the accessory apartment?
Approximately 600 square feet on the first floor.
Okay. And so the accessory apartment will just occupy the first floor, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and the means of plans, we have two means of egress to the apartment, correct?
You'll have a means of egress through the main house. You'll have a means of egress through the side entrance to the apartment, and then you'll have a means of egress through the basement as well.
Okay, so one primary means of egress to the apartment itself, and the other two that you described are actually egress through the house, is that
Correct.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
If I may, we may have to discuss that, but we can iron that out through the building permit process. I don't know that the second means of egress can go through the home, but that's something we can iron out with the applicant when he applies for his building permit.
Yeah, I do believe you're right. I believe that has to have two separate means of egress, correct? It can't be into an adjoining separate part of the house. As far as legal fire code goes.
That's correct.
It could be working in the plan. Okay, I appreciate you bringing that forward, and also, Mr. Maron, while I'm at it, I appreciate you clarifying the fact that we're putting a bedroom on one part of the house, and the in-law proposal is separate. So the square footage may be a little bit more to work with than what we usually do, but we'll keep that in mind. So thank you very much for bringing that up as well. I'm sorry, Mr. Maron, do you have anything else with the applicant?
not at this time, Mr. Chairman. I thank the applicant for his answers, and I'll reserve. Thank you.
Mr. Cussy, sir, to you.
Yeah, what about parking? Is the driveway going to be changed at all, or is it going to stay the same?
Relatively same, yes.
It's going to stay the same.
Okay. I'm good for now, then.
Okay, Mr. Jones?
Thank you. How many off-street parking spaces do you have for the entire property?
Off street.
How many
How many
cars can you fit in your
off-street
driveway?
Oh, we can fit 4 cars in our driveway.
Mr. Jones, did you catch that? 4 cars in the driveway.
There'll be no need for any on-street parking.
Okay, yeah, I was just checking out section H there. That's it, thanks.
Okay. Ms. Bush?
What's the square footage of the existing house?
I'm sorry, square footage.
Square footage of the existing home?
About 1,300 square feet.
Right around 13.
Okay. I don't have any further questions.
Thank you very much. Okay. I actually don't have any either. I think most of my concerns were brought up by the other members of the board. It's usually our general kind of questions that we revolve around these projects. It obviously shows no setback issues. All space requirements are made around it. So with that being said, do we have a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Marin, I'll make a motion to close the public portion of the hearing.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second that, Bob.
Mr. Cussy, seconds. Thank you. Mr. Marin, your vote, sir?
I approve.
Okay. Mr. Cussy, your vote, sir?
Approve.
Mr. Jones, your vote, sir?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, your vote, ma'am?
Approve.
And I approve. So the public portion of the hearing is now closed. Do I have a motion on 6:05 p.m. applicant John Bratton requesting a special permit under section 9312 of the Auburn zoning bylaw to build an in-law apartment on property located at 12 Gardens, Auburn, map 48, parcel 53.
Mr. Chairman, for discussion, before I make a motion, I'd just like the board, for the board's benefit, to hear my thoughts. So I, in general, don't have a problem with this application as it's being presented, recognizing that we're focusing on the accessory apartment portion. If in fact it lands around 600 square feet, then it's certainly well within our bylaw for an accessory apartment, and I leave it in Caleb's hands to work out through the building permitting process. The only rub that I would have is the second means of direct egress to the apartment, but again, through the permitting process, I think that would be satisfied. So thanks for listening to that. I'll move forward, unless there's any other comments from board members, I'll move forward with the motion.
Okay. I have a motion on the floor to approve with standard conditions and the concerns that Mr. Marin raised during his presentation. Do I have a second on that?
Yeah, Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you very much. Mr. Marin, how do you vote?
I approve as stated.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
I approve.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. So good luck, sir. Caleb will be in contact with you. You'll be able to move forward to the next step, and all the appropriate documentation will be available to you at the town hall.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so moving on to our 610, applicant Gabriel M. Goshes. I hope I said that right. If I did not, I sincerely apologize. Requesting a special permit under section 9.3.12 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for an accessory apartment on property located at 150 Bryn Mawr Ave, Auburn, map 32, parcel 111. Do I have a motion to open the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Marin, I'll make a motion to open the hearing.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you. Mr. Marin, how do you vote?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. Is the applicant present?
Through the chair, the applicant is present here in the town hall.
Okay, great. Would you like to, I yield the floor to you. Would you like to please go over your proposal and discuss the questions with the board or any others?
Sure. I have had an optometric practice in the building since 1990. I've retired, my son took over the practice and moved it to another location. So what I am hoping to do is to convert the formerly optometric office space into a small accessory apartment. It has two means of egress. It already has a small bathroom, so we would enlarge that so that we could also have a bathtub and obviously put in a kitchen. The footprint stays exactly the same. We have 4 parking spaces that are left over from the office. And so those would, and that's off-street parking that tenants could use. I know it's up to code with all the smoke alarms and all of that stuff that we had to do to, have the office be legal. So it really is more just bringing in the appliances and some additional plumbing to make it into an apartment. And it's about 650 square feet.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ask if there are any abutters present that might have concerns or questions regarding this application. One more time, second call for abutters. Hearing none, seeing none, I'll give a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vice Chair Maron, to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And so to the applicant, I did have an opportunity to take a look at the property, and I've been by there many times. And so understanding there's no structural or footprint changes planned for this.
Correct.
Do you have any plans that you can share with us this evening to show the layout of the proposed apartment?
I'm sorry, I have trouble hearing the
Do you
feedback.
have any plans that show the layout of the apartment?
Yes, actually, I do. Is there like a camera that looks at it? I don't know how. So what we will be doing is there are 2 non-load-bearing walls. And I've marked those in sort of a pinkish with a big X mark through it. So 2 small walls come down, and 1 new wall goes in between so that we have bigger space. And then there's a couple of doors that go in. But anything green, I tried to color code it. Anything green is new. Anything red is eliminated, and everything else stays the same. So anything that's black is what's there and will remain there.
Okay, thank you for that. I don't have a copy of the plan in front of me, and it may have been electronically, but I don't have it. But recognizing if the apartment does in fact stay below or meet our bylaw requirements, then I would leave it for the building commissioner through the permitting process to make sure that egress and all the codes are satisfied. So thank you, ma'am. Mr. Chairman, I don't have additional questions at this.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Cussy, to you, sir.
Yeah, do you presently live at the home?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. No more questions for me.
Okay. Mr. Jones?
Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Bush?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. So I will say that I've gone to this business many years ago. I have not been recently, and I am familiar with the layout of the building. I have no financial interest in that, so therefore I didn't want to accuse myself. I have not purchased any items there, et cetera, for quite a long time. But being familiar with the inside and the outside of the building, and it really is a pretty nice little city and it's designed well. So provided they use the footprints and the building inspector is satisfied with the layout and construction, I think we can again move forward by saying, you know, provided it meets our requirements, state codes, et cetera, how we move forward with this if that's how people feel about it. So with that being said, do I have a motion to close the portion of the hearing?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Marin, I'll make a motion to close the public portion of the hearing.
Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you. Mr. Marin, oh, no, I'm sorry, go around. Yeah, Mr. Marin, how do you vote?
I approve.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. Public portion of the hearing is now closed. Do I have a motion on the 6:10 p.m. applicant, Gabriel Goges, requesting a special permit under section 9.3.12 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for an accessory apartment on property located at 150 Bryn Mawr Ave, Auburn, Mass, map 32, parcel 111.
Mr. Chairman, Michael Marin, with gratitude to Caleb for sharing the layout of the apartment a few minutes ago, I'll make a motion to approve the application with standard conditions.
Excellent. And might I add that all standard conditions and with design approval from the building commissioner, because we were not really able to see it that well.
I agree, amended as stated.
Thank you. And okay, so I have a second, please.
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you. Mr. Marin, how do you vote?
I approve as stated.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. Okay, ma'am. Good luck with everything.
Thank
Hope it
you.
goes well. And Taylor will be in contact with you and give you further instructions on how you can get the rest of the paperwork and everything squared away. And good luck moving forward.
Terrific. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So with that being closed, on to other business. We have minutes to accept from 6/17/21 and 7/15/21. Do I have a motion to accept and approve the minutes as written and submitted on those dates?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Marin, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as stated.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you.
Call the office.
Mr. Marin, how do you vote?
You can call the office tomorrow.
Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
Call the office tomorrow.
Approve.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
And I vote to approve. Okay. So minutes have been approved. So I noticed that we got real quick onto a little bit of a new business. We received a packet of zoning bylaws. Dates appearing indicate the town meeting at which amendments to these sections were voted on. So these zoning bylaws, page 1 to 151, include amendments as of May 4th, 2021. So just go through them. I know that they're just updated versions, but make sure everything is consistent with what you have in front of you before you replace or discard anything, so we can stay consistent with what we have during our meetings. So please just be cognizant of that. Also, I believe, I don't really know who, because I don't have the email in front of me, but we still have maybe 1 or 2 people that need to complete their ethics training, please. Again, pretty straightforward, takes about an hour, probably less if you kind of, go through it and stay focused. It's pretty easy, straightforward, and really only the last, maybe, I think it's 15 or 20 questions really apply to the volunteer portion, which we really fall under. But if you haven't done that yet, if you could do so, please, before the next meeting, would appreciate it. Otherwise, I don't have anything else. So our next meeting is September 16th, 2021. And with that being said, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, Michael Marin, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Rich Cussy, second.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, how do you vote?
I approve.
Mr. Cuffey, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Jones, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Bush, how do you vote?
Approve.
and I vote to approve. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. It was an excellent meeting for a new methods that we added this evening. So thank you very much for your added and continued participation.
Thank you.